0 to 100 real quick.
This is 0 to 100
with Natasha and Serena.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to 0 to 100
with Natasha and Serena.
That's us.
That's us. Hey, I know them. What's up, girl?
Nothing much. Well, a lot much, but life. It's good.
Why is that always our default?
I know.
How are you? Fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll be dealing with the whole world crumbling.
But yeah, everything's good. Good. Good on this end.
Mm-hmm.
We should just jump right in. Yeah.
Let's jump right in.
Mm-hmm.
Dive head first, but not dive like Meek Mill. Did you see that video recently?
No. Why is everybody falling? This crate challenge, like everything. I guess that's the new thing now.
Listen, the crate challenge is like my favorite thing ever. Like I can't even get on Instagram. Like I have to ban myself during the day because I'll be like, the last one, I'm not watching any more of these, and then I'll see like 10 more, and like they literally make me laugh out loud. You know how we were like LOL, LMAO, like I say that and I have the feelings of like humor, it's funny, but I don't actually like bust out laughing. But these crate challenges be having me laughing out loud, like legitimately.
Well, maybe.
But no, there's a video of Meek Mill diving and oh my god, I just have to find it and send it to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to find it before the end of the show.
Yes, please do.
But anyone out there that has seen that video, we're not diving in like that. We're going to dive in like, you know, like the Olympic divers that dive in with the little hands to touch the water first. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's hit it.
So what are we talking about today? We've all heard about cancel culture. And it even like took center stage when we were talking about when we were going through the last presidential election in 2020. That was talked about a lot, I think, even in what do they call those things before the conference? What is it? Why can't I remember the name of these things?
The debate? The presidential debate?
The big conference that they have before the election. You know, like the Republican convention.
Oh, the convention. Yeah.
Like
the Democratic
conference
convention.
They have. Yeah, it took center stage there. So when is it appropriate to cancel someone, and when does it do more harm than good? So we're going to break it down today on our show. Yeah, it is a very loaded question. And we're going to start by discussing a little bit about the latest celeb to be canceled, which is DaBaby. I don't know. I mean, we're canceling somebody every day. So
I was going to say, I don't know if that's the latest. I'm pretty sure I canceled somebody yesterday. I'm not sure that.
That's true. But I think the biggest, I guess that's took, the biggest story.
One of the recent,
right.
For sure,
but first, let's check in. So
let's check in.
I'll go first, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
All right. So what's happening in my life? I sent my son to school. He had his first day. It was so exciting. I wasn't as sad as I thought I was going to be, although it's probably because like I cried so many times before he even went, like before the first day. So I kind of got it out of my system, but I was like nervous. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like what's he doing? Where's he going? And because of COVID, like, I couldn't go into the school. Like I can't, it's not like a regular, like you can go into the classroom, meet the other kids, the parents, things like that. It's so strict. His school is like a closed campus, so I couldn't go in. So I just have to like look at the pictures that they send me and the reports, and they send like a daily report every day that shows exactly what he did. But yeah, I'm so happy that he went to school. He's doing good there, and hopefully school stay open. What's going on with you, Natasha?
Oh, that was so quick and so concise and so to the point. Honestly, like I feel like I've been very zero lately. Like I feel like a lot of people who know me, or even people who just like see me on social media and like think they know me just based on that, which that's not even me, but well, like, the all of me. But anyone who like has an opinion would definitely think that I'm closer to 100 than 0. Most of the time, if not all the time. But I've been running like really, really like close to 0 lately. Just like low energy, low motivation, and I don't like it. But I feel like I don't know. It's someone was like, well, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what it is, because I don't think it's just a one thing. I think it might be things going on outside. I think it might be Mother Nature that knocked on the door and kind of stayed a little bit too long, had me feeling like a little lethargic. But I mean, life has been pretty regular. I'm getting ready for our family trip actually a week from me. Well, like next week we leave. You can't be telling everybody when you're going exactly because people, you know what I'm saying, people crazy. But next week we're going, and I'm gone for 2 weeks. So I was just saying to someone yesterday that I think this is going to be my hard reset. You know how when they're like, get the little paper clip, push the button, hold it down for like 15 seconds or whatever. I'm gone for like 15 days. So that's like my hard reset. And I feel like when I let up and get back that, you know, I'll be back in the groove of things and everything won't have to seem so forced. Like I can be back to my natural flow. That's my hope.
Good. I hope so too. Yeah,
Thanks,
definitely
girl.
take the time to like just relax and enjoy, live in the moment, enjoy your family. Because, you know, like all these things that we stress about or that make us stress, at the end of the day, they're nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Girl,
and
listen.
it's easier said than to actually live your life that way. But literally dealing with like, you know, losses and things like that, I just realized like none of that stuff mattered. Like, you know, looking at my mom's husband's life, just like all the things that it's great to have accomplishments and all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, like it's just this left here, you know, like it's nothing really.
So true.
Enjoy
so
your
I'm
family.
excited to have like that, you know, chill kind of vacation, not my typical international travel where it's, you know, filled with lots of turn up and sightseeing and things like that. I mean, we're gonna see stuff. It's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a different kind of turn up, but really I'm just excited to just like be around family that I haven't seen in a really long time, and you know, just kind of like cuddle up to that. Like I need that right now.
Yeah.
So and it's not to say like anything crazy is going on, especially, and I think that might be part of it too. Like when you have people around you or even just strangers just seeing what's going on in the world, dealing with like legit like hard stuff, and you're just like, but I'm just in a funk. It's like, well, you don't get to be in that. Like people got real stuff going on. But
No.
you know, I would tell someone else, like, don't diminish what you're feeling. Like your feelings have value too. But you know, like I say, coaches don't play. So I can spit some great advice. I can give you some great like some deep intellect, like tell you exactly what to do, and it will be spot on. But when it comes to applying it, I was actually talking to Carrie a couple weeks ago, and she was like, you're such an a-hole to yourself. And I was like, dang. But it has stung me ever since, because I'm like, dang, I do be kind of like a jerk to myself. Maybe that's what she said. She said, you're such a jerk to yourself. Because I had like a really good day, and like, you know, got like a case dismissed. So a client, you know, criminal charges have been completely dropped, which is like best case scenario. And that was a case that I had to like do a lot on to get the prosecutor to drop it. And then the same day I had like another successful, like all within like a couple hours. And she was like, that's great, now go celebrate. And I'm like, nah, man, I got this to do. She's like, girl, go celebrate. And I was like, no, I can't. Like, I don't even have time. Like, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you're such a jerk to yourself. I was like, I kind of am. Like, why am I like that? So I'm just anxious the next couple of days. Grind out, you know, get stuff done, put stuff in place. I need to let all my clients know that I'm going to be kind of MIA for a little bit. But then that way, you know, hopefully you can't fully rest at this age, but, you know, could take
That's
a break.
true. Take a break.
But let's get into it. So everyone, if I've been flaky, please don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me.
Never. We all get that way, so don't be a jerk to yourself.
Thank you.
That's like that'll be your theme for this month.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
and
Don't be a
next
jerk to
month,
myself.
yes.
Okay. Stop being a jerk.
All right, let's jump in. So let's start off by defining what cancel culture really means. I went all the way to the Cambridge Dictionary, and it defines it as a way of behaving in a society or group, especially on social media, in which it is common to completely reject and stop supporting someone because they have said or done something that offends you. The main argument against cancel culture is that it doesn't enable people who have wronged society the opportunity to really apologize and learn from their mistakes. And if you are on the internet or any social media platform, chances are you've probably come across the idea that we do live in a cancel culture or call out culture. And just some more examples. Like so the argument in favor of it is that cancel culture does have its place. It helps to call out and remove problematic people from mainstream culture. And it gives the people like us out here on social media and watching, I guess, like celebrities or whoever it is. It gives us some control, and it allows us to become, the arbiters of right and wrong, and also judge and jury. So we can say, this person is canceled as a punishment. We're not going to support this person. We're not going to buy their products anymore. We're not going to watch their movies or listen to their music. But one of the main issues people have with that is that it seemingly like ostracizes the target from society, which doesn't really give them a chance for redemption.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about it is that like so many things seem new because of social media. Like everything is at our like fingertips, like literally. But cancel culture isn't new. Like there's nothing new about it. It's been happening way before the conception of Facebook, MySpace, or any of the other social media platforms. That's so funny. I would always say like Instagram, and I said Facebook and MySpace. But anyway, but that takes it back, right? Because MySpace is from like, I think like 75 years ago. But for example, we've seen in the 90s, singer Sinead O'Connor was canceled for ripping up a picture of the Pope during a live televised performance. She was immediately canceled and essentially lost her career. The Dixie Chicks, remember them? Mm-hmm. They were also canceled. Shoot, is that why I haven't heard from them? Yeah. For speaking out against the president, against President Bush and the war. And their fan base did not take kindly to that, and they immediately stopped supporting the group. Like, snap of the fingers.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to take into account your fan base and what they support. And they, at that moment, just didn't care. They were like, well, we're going to say how we feel.
Yeah, because sometimes it's an accident, but sometimes it literally is like, I know they're not going to like it, and I don't care.
Right, exactly. So yeah, cancel culture has been around for quite some time. And the irony is that in the past, it was used mostly as a weapon by like wealthy white religious conservatives. And they use it all the time against others. We've seen it in politics. People have long used it to try and get rid of their opponents, like with scandalous affairs, religion, bad jokes, rumors of socialism. Those are just some of the angles that people use to cancel someone else out. And let's not forget the age of McCarthyism, when people were accused of being communist and canceled for it. And so the difference now, no one is immune to cancel culture. Anyone at any time can get it.
Oh, anyone can get it. Oh, how you go from McCarthyism to anyone can get it?
I mean, because back in the day, it was like only certain groups of people were targeted. So it feels like now everybody is equal opportunity.
I feel like anyone is right. Like, I definitely agree with that, because it's like, you be like, dang, you really just gonna cancel like the sweet old lady? Like, but I don't think it's like equal opportunity, because I think polarization definitely like plays a part into this. Oops, sorry, I had accidentally hit the button. I found the Meek Mill video. So random, and I had it like holding it here, and then I accidentally hit the button. I sent it to you, girl, so look at it when you got a second. But anyway, how did I interrupt myself? But I think polarization like plays a part in even this, and it's like, it annoys me that you could have two celebrities that do something, either the same thing, either something like equally as bad. Like you mentioned that people could get canceled for bad jokes. Like they could both tell the same crappy like dad joke, and people will cancel one of them, and then in the same breath, like barely even put a comma, they'll defend the other. And it just annoys me. It's like, so is the behavior wrong, or is it only wrong when certain people do it? You know what I'm saying? It just like, it really annoys me. And I mean, I'll get into it a little bit more before I go off of my tangent, but people probably think I'm like, such a proponent for cancel culture, because I will literally be like, I'll never ever shop there again, because someone at one store of the huge franchise like does me wrong. But to me, that's very different when you cancel a celebrity that you don't know personally, that said something, told a bad joke, or had an affair, or did something that you feel like, wait, now this isn't in line with like why we support you, and then they get canceled.
Right. Well, yeah, we mentioned DaBaby, which was someone on a large scale who was canceled recently because he performed at Rolling Loud Music Festival I think
Down here in Miami.
Yeah, that was like a month or so ago, I think.
Girl, I think it was like 6 months ago.
No.
No, it wasn't that long ago. But it was.
But during his performance, he made some statements on stage about gay men and HIV/AIDS, and statements that people really took offense to. I'll just read a little bit of what he said. And he said, if you didn't show up today with HIV/AIDS, any of them deadly transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 or 3 weeks, put your cell phone light in the air. He then said, ladies, if you're PUSSY, smell like water, put your cell phone light in the air. Fellas, if you ain't sucked a... I didn't realize that the comments were this bad because I'm not going to say them. But if you didn't suck a bleep bleep in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air. Keep it effing real. So that's what he said.
And I just want to add, too, to kind of set the tone, because I do like that we're reading it versus, like, playing the clip, but he wasn't just, like, rapping it, and it's like these things were slid in there amongst other stuff. He literally went on, like, a tangent and was, like, screaming, like, fellas, if you ain't stuck up in the parking lot, put your... Like, it was, like, super hyped off of this. And it was kind of, like, disrespectful. Like, the tone was even disrespectful.
Right.
You know? Like,
right.
Yeah.
So people got wind of what he said. And then also his follow-up response, I think he did try and give some sort of apology, but even that seemed not genuine. And so other artists and celebs began to speak out, not just the people, but some of his peers spoke out on social media to kind of condemn his statements, and rappers, even Elton John and Dua Lipa kind of led the way, which he has a song with Dua Lipa, I think. So it was surprising that she even spoke out and kind of tried to distance herself from him.
I think that the people that are connected like that to situations, they're the ones that kind of have to speak out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, if you don't say anything, then it's like you're cool with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Versus like if Elton John didn't say something, then you'd be like, Elton John ain't checking for what DaBaby talking about. Like, we know that he don't agree with it, but so subsequently, DaBaby, he has been canceled from Lollapalooza, from the Governor's Ball, and Day in Vegas. The retailer Boohoo Man, who announced a partnership with the rapper earlier this year, quickly tried to distance their brand from the rapper by releasing a statement in support of inclusion and the LGBTQ plus community. Fans also called for DaBaby to be removed from Dua Lipa's song Levitating. Why can't I figure out what song this is though? Prompting the rapper to accuse the singer of being a vulture culture.
Yeah. And I think
culture vulture.
Yeah, and I think it's just like what you said, like when you have some sort of partnership with that person, you do kind of have to speak out. Whereas he was saying like, oh, you're just kind of jumping on the bandwagon and like getting some sort of press from, from the situation and not really caring.
Because, you're going to be lumped with them.
Right.
If you don't. So, that's like if you one day say like, oh, oatmeal pies are disgusting. Like, I have to speak out against that, or else people are automatically going to assume that all of a sudden I'm just like switching out on Lil Debbie and her oatmeal pies.
Who would ever do that?
Right. But I'm saying, like, that's why I had to go the extreme.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Whoa,
like,
wait a minute. What are we talking about?
No, what song is that, Levitating?
I don't know.
You're not going to play it real quick. I got to find it. Yo, before, I feel like we're taking a beat on this topic, which I could talk about for like 14 days. Go look at that Meek Mill video.
Okay. Oh, no.
You know your boy went to Target for the decor and the deals.
No, they didn't give me an ad. That's so rude. They know I'm on the air. They know I'm on the air. Okay, here it goes. Oh, this is a TikTok song.
Oh.
Clap, clap. You know that song, right? I want you. You want me.
Whoa, Meek Mill.
Oh, yeah, that's a jam. That gonna be in my head all day. Okay. Oh, wait, so I can't listen to it? Because he's canceled?
No, you can. It's not his song. She spoke out against it.
Oh, so now I can listen to it because she canceled him.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. What if I don't care about what he said?
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, not everybody thought he should be canceled. Specifically, Miley Cyrus. She slammed cancel culture and offered to help educate DaBaby after he was dropped from multiple music festivals and all of those other places. She actually wrote him and said for him to check his DMs because she wanted to talk to him and see how each of them could learn from each other and kind of help be a part of understanding each other and educating other people as they're watching. I mean, it is a major opportunity because everybody's talking about it for people to learn. She actually said that she feels canceling someone isn't the most efficient way to create long-term change. She says her actual quote was, "As a proud and loyal member of the LGBTQIA+ community." I feel like every time I read that, it changes. But that's including everybody.
That's why you gotta add the plus.
Yes. She said, "Much of my life has been dedicated to encouraging love, acceptance, and open-mindedness. The internet can fuel a lot of hate and anger and is the nucleus of cancel culture, but I believe it can also be a place filled with education, conversation, communication, and connection."
Let's give it up one time for Miley.
Mm-hmm. You go, girl. Oh, I like that.
Miley Cyrus is Hannah Montana, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana is Miley Cyrus.
They are one and the same. That's why you never used to know like who was who, because they would never be in the same place at one time. And that's why you knew what you didn't know, but you should have known. Yeah, I actually really, really agree with her. I don't know that. I mean, I don't know if we have like an update to know if he's accepted the invitation, but we know that he did issue a public apology in which he stated, quote, "I want to apologize to the LGBTQ+ community for the hurtful and triggering comments I made. The rapper, who's 39, he out here acting like this, wrote in a lengthy statement to Instagram on Monday, and he continued on to say, "Again, I apologize for my misinformed comments about HIV and AIDS, and I know education on this is important. Love to all. God bless." So let's discuss. Should DaBaby be canceled? If he wasn't dropped from some of those major performances, would he have issued an apology? What do you think, Serena?
No, definitely not. I don't think he had any problem with what he said. I think that's just where the culture that he comes from and what his true feelings were. I don't feel like he really saw anything wrong with it, and I don't think that if there was any negative consequence that he would have apologized. If you look at rappers on a larger scale, there a lot of times they say negative things about different groups of people. I feel like the group that gets it the most are probably women. So you never see a rapper apologizing or saying, "You know what, I thought twice about what I said," because they never get canceled for it. There's never any negative consequence for it. So if there wasn't any negative consequence, there would be no apology. And that's kind of my problem with the whole thing as a whole. To me, I feel like if you're not going to cancel somebody for one thing, why cancel them for another thing? So why is he getting all this backlash for what he said about the LGBTQ+ community, but we don't hold him or other performers responsible for negative things they say about women or about minorities or about other groups of people? Like, when do we decide when to cancel someone? What do you think?
Well, do you think that he should have been canceled?
No, based on that, no. No, okay. Because I feel like it sets a precedence that one group is more important than the other.
Ooh, preach, sister. Yeah, I agree. I personally, there's a book, Operation Breadbasket. I'm trying to think of who the author is. I'll talk about it in another episode because I don't want to spin my wheels. But cancel culture, in my opinion, is not the solution. I feel like it's like a weapon it's like a tool that you keep in your toolkit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to come, show up to a situation, show up to a problem, and you just dump out the whole toolkit, the whole toolbox, and say, like, here's all my tools. No, you assess the situation and say, which tool do I need to pull out to fix this. Everything doesn't need a hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Sometimes you need a screwdriver, sometimes you need pliers. Like, and I feel like the cancel culture has just become like a one solution operation, and it's silly to me. And I feel like that's your best tool. That's the, like, that's the drill. Everything doesn't need a drill, and you should try the other things first, and then use that as something that you keep in your back pocket. Like, all right, now you better fix this or else we're gonna cancel you. But if you just do it automatically, it's like, where's your bargaining power? Because at the end of the day, the goal should be to get what we want. Exactly. So in this situation, using DaBaby as an example may not be as obvious, but just taking it in a grand scheme of things, and we're talking about people being canceled, but we also need to talk about the companies that get canceled. So someone recently was like, they were saying something about me, like, wearing Gucci. And it's like, bruh, like, did you keep up? Because if we just say, like, oh, this company did something wrong, and then they're canceled forever, what do we achieve?
Right.
What did we achieve when we could have took the time to invest a little time into a company that could in turn invest a lot of resources into whatever our mission is? So one of my biggest focuses is the Black community. So Gucci you can literally just go on their website, and I'm not even going to do the work, because if someone says, like, oh, Gucci messed up, how dare they? I'm mad at them. I'm not rocking Gucci. But then Gucci comes back and says, you know what? How foolish, ignorant, like, that's our bad. In response, we're going to make this financial contribution to organizations that meet these requirements. Specifically in their case, it's organizations that their main focus is benefiting and educating the Black community. Millions of dollars have been donated. And not just saying that they're going to do it, they have a track record. You can track where the money has gone. This is minor, but it meant something to me. They have a new makeup line. I think I saw it in Sephora in New York in like June or something. That's still new. I don't even know what month it is, but whatever. They have more shades of melanin than Rihanna's Fenty line.
Wow.
So I just feel like little notions like that shows the effort for me, and it's an A for effort in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now Prada, Burberry, So like, I can cancel them, but it's not a permanent cancel. Now it is, because y'all had time. It's been 2 years now.
Right.
Since y'all, did, I'm not even going to bring it up because I don't even want to give them any, recognition. But people are so quick to cancel. And a lot of the times, folks, oh my gosh, these conspiracy theorists are so worried about being sheep that they end up being sheep to a herder that doesn't even know how to herd sheep. And it's like, they're looking and they're like, I'm not going to be a sheep, but I'm going to blindly follow this person and do whatever it is they say, because they said that we shouldn't blindly follow the government and do whatever they say. But you're like, the goal should be to be a skeptic. My dad talks about it. He has books on it. Be skeptical. Do your research. Figure it out. And then just do what's right. You don't have to fall within a title. You just need to fall within what makes sense, what's logical. Like, come on. And I think this is the same. As soon as T.I. came out and said, we canceling Gucci. Gucci takes all the money from our community and and this is what they do. Okay, but what did he do for that situation? And then, I mean, didn't he get canceled too?
I think so.
Like afterwards, him and Tiny for drugging and raping women or something.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like people just lose interest because it's on to the next. We literally have the attention span of a flipping goldfish now.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're Dory in here. Like, where am I? Who am I? Like, on to the next thing. Yeah. And it frustrates me because what was the reason? Like, why did we cancel? Why are we mad? What came from it? How are we going to move on and grow from this? Like, you can't just like on to the next, because now it's becoming a fad. Now it's like the next hot topic. It's like, oh, look at DaBaby. He done talked about this. Oh, we going to cancel him. What about Doja Cat?
Exactly.
What about Doja Cat?
Exactly. And you know what? I think you really hit the nail on the head. And that's what a lot of the generation before us millennials would say, and even the generation before then, who said like, yes, we did cancel people as well, but they called it a boycott, but they did it with a goal in mind, with an actual, they said, okay, we want this is what we're demanding.
It's like a list.
Right. And once they got it, like, okay, great, move on to the next thing. It was more organized. It was more thought out. It was more strategic. Whereas now it's just kind of like on a whim, like, oh, I don't like this person. I don't like what they said. I don't care why they said it. I don't care what the point is. Like, I don't have a demand. I just don't want to hear from them again. Bye.
Yeah, because a failure to plan is a what? A plan to fail. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Because and then people don't recognize it as a failure because they don't even have a goal. It's literally like, oh, that's how I treat the gas station around the corner. Oh, you want to be rude to me? I'm not gonna get gas here anymore. This is not the local gas station. These are celebrities. These are multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies. We can literally benefit from the celebrities' statuses. We can benefit from the financial incentives of working with these corporations that honestly a lot of them just don't get it. And that's not an excuse. Like, I mean, until a year ago, people that were in our circles just didn't get it. Right. So how can you, like, it is like the standard is just ridiculous. And it really does frustrate me, but I want it to be better. And I think another problem with the cancel culture too is that aside from the reasons that I've already explained, those are definitely top of the list. But another thing that I think that is different for me is that I can be a fan of a musician. Like, I can say like, oh, I'm a Beyonce fan, but that's based upon the work that she has done in the past. I'm not so much a fan of hers because I don't know her like that. I'm a fan of the people that I know in my life because I'm a fan of them as a person. So then I'm in turn supportive and appreciative, and I like the things that they do. So like I can blindly, if you say tomorrow, like, oh, Natasha, I started a clothing brand. I'll be like, yeah, girl, what? You got my size? Like, without even seeing it because I know you. I'm not like that with celebrities, especially not new people. DaBaby and Lil Baby will forever be one and the same to me. I cannot separate them apart. Their names are too similar. I don't know which one sings this song and which one sings that song. It's one of the babies, and I know that says my age, and I don't care. But to me, these celebrities, like especially the new ones, are their products. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the song that I'm a fan of. So to me, it's like, oh, I'm gonna cancel the whole person. That don't really work for me because I don't even really know who it is until, I see on the screen that it says DaBaby, and it's like, oh yeah, aren't we like canceling them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't apply it the same way as I did with R. Kelly. Right. R. Kelly canceled. I did cancel Tory Lanez because
me too. Both of them are
like
canceled.
Meg Thee Stallion, girl.
I'm done.
Girl.
That's what my whole argument is. It's like, how are we going to cancel somebody for one thing, and then no, I'm not going to support putting one group on a pedestal and continuing to support the destruction of another. Nope.
Yeah, and I mean, I can. Why is it not okay for me to advocate for the things that I personally feel more invested in, or that I choose to advocate for, but then other communities it's okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't knock one or the other, but it's like, don't knock me either. Right. Like, this is not. I can't be a part of everything. I can be an ally to someone else's fight and someone else's mission, but I can't literally just be jumping from like war, battle, whatever, to war, battle. They jump into like, oh shoot, sorry, I wore the wrong colors. I came from the other war, and my bad. Like, there's just so many of them, I can't keep up. So it's like everyone has their ish, and I'm an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, but I am not in it to where I understand everything. So I'm not saying that what DaBaby said was right or wrong, but I am an advocate for freedom of speech. So I think sometimes, especially in that situation, I think Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana is spot on. Right. It's a lack of education. Exactly. And I think like something like that, you'd be like, come on, bro. Like, there's no way you thought that, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, we cannot make that assumption, because I might use the wrong word or say the wrong thing and literally be clueless as the hell, like no idea. And then I feel like I'm a little more with it to be like, well, I can't say that, or that's not okay. And I'm going to seek that information because I don't want to offend anyone. Other people don't care about offending people. And especially, like you said, when they have offensive music or offensive lyrics within their music, how can you expect them to all of a sudden, like, not want to be offensive of this because it offended you specifically?
Right. Like,
just come out and say, hey, y'all, what he said was messed up. Don't say that. And here's why. Or something. Like, use it as an opportunity to educate. But I don't know. I also think that words are just words a lot of time. And my issue, I guess, because it's the law, like, it's the limit on the Constitution, constitutional right to free speech is, you can't promote or incite, like, violence from it. So I think that there would have been no room for debate about anything that he said if he was like, if you're not putting your phone up, or somebody next to you doesn't have their phone up, like, punch him in the face or something like that.
Right.
Like, he's just saying, like, this is what I'm for, keep it real. And who knows why? Like, did a guy hit on him and he was offended? Or,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it falls under homophobic, but I just feel like it's room for education so that we don't have someone canceled and then in turn they spew more speech that is offensive to a group or a community. And then you don't want to divide people and then say, well, I don't think that he should have been canceled, I'm going to support him. So now you have a whole team supporting that when we could have just, like, educated the masses. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, what's the goal?
Exactly.
What do you want from him?
Yeah. So really to close it out, like, at the end of the day, what we really hope to get from cancel culture is accountability, and to steer people from perpetuating negative and destructive behavior and practices in mainstream society and culture. We want them to be accountable and to educate themselves and to steer people towards the right thing, or what we believe to be the right thing. So do we always accomplish this? No, of course not. But there definitely is. We have to understand that there's a fine line between cancel culture and bully culture. So I think that is where it comes into play, where we talk about having a main goal. Like, are we working towards a main goal, or we just want to bully someone and make them feel ashamed? So social media may have given cancel culture a larger stage, but I think it helps us. We have the opportunity here to have checks and balances, so that we can steer it in the right direction and give everyone a voice. So one group can't overwhelmingly cancel a person, and we can make sure that there is always going to be support and a willingness to educate from somewhere. So as long as the door is open for redemption and education, then I think we're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that allowing people to answer for their actions, that should be, like, key. That's important. And allowing them to experience some consequences, that's equally as important. I don't know. I think we have seen that in the cancel and call out culture, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like sometimes the application is off, And I'm sure this isn't the last we've heard of DaBaby. And I feel like it's going to keep coming back too, because I think it was just like yesterday or the day before. It was within like a couple of days, about Boosie. And he was recently on The Breakfast Club, and they were kind of calling him out a little bit. Like, hey, didn't you say that? I think he was kind of like more so promoting people to get violent. Like, he was kind of calling for that. And I personally felt like Charlamagne and DJ Envy and Angela, like, all three of them were kind of like, no, but, like, you don't mean this, right? And he just wasn't really, like, receiving it, because it was like, what? Like, I said this. And, it was like, well, it was Lil Nas X.
Okay.
And
yeah. I do know.
Yeah, and he was just kind of like that if a guy, like, if someone at an award show stripped naked, like, I'm pulling them off the stage or something. Like it was something to do with like violence, and they were like, but it wasn't because, you know, of his sexual orientation. If anyone did it, like you would be. And he was like, if any man did it, they were like, well, yeah, well, like even if a female did it, he was like, y'all ain't finna get me mad at the strippers, like, and it's like, but that's true. Like that's educating. It's not his sexual orientation or, you know, his whatever. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It's basically saying like, this is inappropriate. There are kids watching. Like, I'm not okay with this. I wish you would.
Right. So
it's like just kind of showing that, well, just changing the words around a little bit can make what you're saying okay. It's like, I understand what you're saying, where you're coming from, but when you say it like this, it gives this impression. Like, that's the benefit of educating. Because I don't want to see nobody naked on the stage at any show either. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to see strippers, then you go to a strip club. That's still inappropriate somewhere else too. But I don't think this is the end of it. I think this is,
of course not.
I think we're like scratch the surface of what's going to be like a really hot topic. Like, I don't know. We'll see how this unfolds in the next couple of weeks or so. But as will everyone else who may be canceled. Like, no one's safe.
No.
Like, I'm laughing, but it really, I mean, shoot, like, did we say something offensive?
No, never.
They can't cancel us.
No, never. And you know, I don't think anybody's ever really, really canceled. They're just in like a timeout, and then they can use that to, like they used to say, there is no bad PR.
Girl, where are the Dixie Chicks?
That's true. I saw them on Sesame Street the other day.
Stop!
I did.
Well, I don't have no little child, so I haven't seen Sesame Street. But Dixie Chicks, we wish you the best.
I liked them.
Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, I'm proud of you, girl. DaBaby, you could still recover from this. Lil Baby, sorry that you're associated with what DaBaby said, but you should probably speak out too and separate yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
But
on that note, send us your comments on cancel culture. Who do you think should be canceled? Who do you think should not be canceled?
Or should cancel culture be canceled?
Right.
Didn't Kris Jenner say that? That if they're elected as like the governor or something of California, that they're going to cancel culture?
I was like, first of all, who is Kris Jenner? But you mean...
Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. I meant
Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, my bad.
I was like, Kris Jenner is not talking about nothing but money.
Get it.
But, yeah, so what are your thoughts out there? And then be sure to like, comment, download, subscribe, all of the above for our episode.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Serena. Have a good day.
Bye.